Welcome to Chelsea FC News Now TV. Please subscribe to our channel for more news update on Chelsea Football Club. The Blues returned to winning ways on Saturday afternoon with a 2-1 win over Leicester City, despite spending the majority of the game with 10 men. Chelsea are back in action on Tuesday evening against Southampton, right in the midst of a busy final few days of the summer transfer window. Negotiations continue with Barcelona over a deal for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and talks are still happening, though there is a hold-up which could scupper a deal. Chelsea and Leicester have agreed a deal for Wesley Fofana, but there is still no official announcement. Anthony Gordon might have been priced out of a deal to Chelsea as Everton bid to retain their star whilst Hudson-Odoi closes on an exit. Also, Rafael Leo and Arsene Zakarian have quickly emerged as potential options, with the latter seeming more advanced than the former. With regard to potential exits, Marcos Alonso continues to be linked with a move to Barcelona. With all that being said, sit back, relax and follow today's Chelsea FC News, so you don't miss a second of any of the latest Chelsea transfer rumours, news or post-match updates throughout the day. The season is in full flow, and the transfer window is nearing its end. Chelsea's loan army have started to have time to bed in at their respective teams, and some are beginning to make an impact. In Chelsea's terms, the number of players who have departed Stamford Bridge remains quite modest, and there are a number of players in both the first team and development squad who could be sent out on loan by Thursday night. Callum Hudson-Odoi has drawn interest most prominently from Bayer Leverkusen, Ethan Ampadu from Spezia, while the prospect of Trevoh Chalobah temporarily departing seems to have cooled. Could any of them be added to the 15 players already out? Wesley Fofana remembers his first training session at Leicester City. Jamie Vardy lunged at him with both feet. That was his welcome to English football, but the young defender soon made himself right at home, writes Adam Bate for Sky Sports. When he was out injured last season, Brendan Rodgers compared his absence to Liverpool losing Virgil van Dijk. So swift has his progress been that former Chelsea defender and World Cup winner Frank Leboeuf likened his rise to that of Kylian Mbappé. Johnny Evans, his centre-back partner at Leicester, even tipped him to go on to become one of the world's best defenders after watching him deal with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Speaking to Rodgers about Fofana in April, he was similarly convinced. Mason Mount claimed to be the world's fastest clapper before showcasing his unusually fast ability to clap at a rate of knots, writes the Daily Star. The Chelsea midfielder is more known for his displays on the pitch, whether it is setting teammates up with inch-perfect passes or bursting into the penalty area to find the back of the net. He has proven to be a revelation under both Frank Lampard and Thomas Tuchel, cementing himself a place in the starting 11 under nearly every manager he has played for. However, his abilities extend way beyond the Stamford Bridge turf. As well as proving he is very handy with a golf club, he also displayed his unusual clapping ability. Chelsea's use of Conor Gallagher in the first games of the Premier League season has been questionable. The midfielder was a late substitute in the matches against Everton and Spurs before making his first start against Leeds United in a calamitous 3-0 defeat. His full home debut was over inside half an hour after being sent off against Leicester. To say that this has been an anticlimax is perhaps underplaying the disappointing start for Gallagher. He was seen as a player ready to come into Thomas Tuchel's midfield straight away, but that hasn't proved to be the case so far. Although this is in part largely down to being played in a position that he didn't thrive in at Selhurst Park last season, Gallagher is still very much in the reckoning despite a rocky start. Tuchel may have been harsh on the Englishman in his assessment, not allowing Marc Cucurella's poor cross to make up part of the reason for Gallagher's second booking, but the manager has been a long-term admirer of the player and nearly kept him last season. Crystal Palace have made a bid of around £27 million for Conor Gallagher after intensifying efforts to re-sign the midfielder from Chelsea, according to The Times. Palace hope that they can persuade Gallagher and Chelsea to agree to a permanent transfer rather than him moving for a second consecutive season on loan. Gallagher has started the past 2 matches for Chelsea and apologised to his teammates and the club's supporters after being sent off for 2 yellow cards inside 28 minutes of the 2-1 win against Leicester City on Saturday. Gallagher has been at Chelsea since the age of 8 and has a contract until 2025, and it has been understood that Crystal Palace bid will be rejected immediately. Although progress is being made to sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and Chelsea are still hopeful of agreeing a deal for the Barcelona forward that suits all parties, there is a giant red flag for the Blues, and it's one that could see them follow on an old path. The Gabonese forward is the main remaining target for Todd Boehly, with Wesley Fofana all but a done deal. Aubameyang became a rogue option earlier this window as Chelsea's fluid front three started the season slowly, with only Raheem Sterling scoring in the opening 4 matches. With the departures at the front of the pitch as well, Thomas Tuchel has seen a massive overhaul of his squad this summer, but needs more names if his side are to be competitive to the extent demanded by the German. Aubameyang, seen glowingly by Tuchel due to his previous relationship at Borussia Dortmund, is the first choice for the Blues boss. Liverpool and Chelsea both made an approach to sign Borussia Dortmund midfielder Jude Bellingham this summer. With Erling Haaland leaving Borussia Dortmund for Manchester City this summer, Bellingham stood little chance of being allowed to leave this summer, if that was ever his intention. Selling 2 of their star players in one transfer window was understandably not of interest to Dortmund, but Bellingham wasn't short of interest in the last few months. According to Fabrizio Romano, speaking exclusively to Court Offside via his Substack column, both Chelsea and Liverpool made an approach to sign Bellingham this summer. Chelsea's focus on bringing young talent to Stamford Bridge this summer is set to continue, with Thomas Tuchel's side close to signing Russian wonderkid Arsene Zakharyan. The Blues have spent over £150 million on 6 players so far this summer, and Chelsea are soon set to make it 7, with the 19-year-old's agent, Pavel Andreyev, confirming Zakharyan is close to signing for the Blues. All summer, Tuchel has made it a priority to sign players for the future this summer, with youngsters Carney Chukwuemeka, Gabriel Slonina and Cesare Casadei having signed already. The deal for the Dynamo Moscow forward is set to cost £12.6 million according to his agent, and with deals for Wesley Fofana and Anthony Gordon still in the works, the Blues could potentially be spending around £300 million in total this summer. Zakharyan has already made over 50 appearances for Dynamo Moscow and has broken into the Russian first team, despite only turning 19 in May. Prior to Saturday's 2-1 win over Leicester City, it would have been fair to say Chelsea fans had not seen the best of Raheem Sterling following his summer switch from Manchester City. Nevertheless, the England international eradicated any doubts with a game-changing brace against the Foxes to secure a much-needed 3 points for the Blues. Boss Thomas Tuchel revealed post-match that he had opted to make a tactical switch to help Sterling find his best form. However, it was something that supporters failed to foresee when it appeared the German had opted to stick with a 3-man defensive system before kickoff. According to reports, Thomas Tuchel got in touch with his close friend Ralf Rangnick this summer to ask the former Manchester United boss what working with Cristiano Ronaldo was like. Tuchel was not sold on Ronaldo after the conversation, hence why Chelsea never acted on loose interest in the former Real Madrid attacker. Chelsea are interested in making a move for Wilfried Zaha before Thursday's transfer deadline, according to the Evening Standard. The Blues have a long-term interest in the Ivorian, and because of his contract situation, less than 12 months remaining, they could look to get a cut price deal. Now we have come to the end of this video. Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.